Hello, Donna and Vanessa. Thank you very much for joining us. Could you explain to me, Donna, the Earthchild Institute?
Yes, the Earthchild Institute is an international NGO dedicated to issues of children and environment, especially climate change, water, and children's environmental health. Our cornerstone program that we're here to talk about today is called 2.2 billion, the power of one child plus one tree equals a sustainable future for all. And it's based on the idea that today there are 2.2 billion people under the age of 18, which equals a third of the global population and half of the population in most developing countries. And the idea is that if we can plant one tree per child, that's 2.2 billion trees, and if every child would plant 7 trees, you could offset net deforestation in a year.
Okay. And you brought Vanessa along with you today.
Yes.
Should we move over to Vanessa and find out what this reforestation actually looks like?
Well, I work with 350.org, and Donna and I actually met in an Article 6 workshop in Bávaro, which Article 6 has to do with education, raising awareness, and public mobilization, but basically education. So we kind of got to talking, and we kind of joined forces back then. And I'm actually doing a reforestation now on the 11th, and we're trying to empower children in Dominican Republic to understand the importance of planting trees and what it means for climate change, and especially to reduce emissions to 350 parts per million, which is the safe limit that we have to strive for here in Cancun at the COP16.
So, explain the project to me a little bit in more detail.
I'm sorry?
Explain it in a little bit more detail.
Reforestation.
The reforestation. First of all, we go to schools and we give presentations and conferences to students. Most of them are under 18, and we talk to them about climate change and what the number 350 implies. And then we organize a project, either a reforestation or a beach cleanup. When we work with Earthchild Institute, then it's obviously tree planting. And we try to like make them feel like they're the tree's parents, adopt a tree basically, and we talk to them a little bit about the importance and how the tree that they're planting protects our future, or how they're contributing to climate change. We choose the location through the Ministry of Environment of the Dominican Republic. They provide us with the trees that we're going to plant. Before planting them, they do studies of the area to determine which trees go specifically to that area, because it makes no use for you to come plant coconut trees in one area when it's pine trees, for example. So after that, they provide us with those trees. We organize buses for everyone. We organize food, drinks, and whatnot. And then we go to the place and we plant the trees, and we talk to them a little bit about what they're doing, how they're contributing to the cause.
So tell me why you're here. Why are you here at the COP? What do you want to achieve here?
Well, 350, we're here to lobby politicians into keeping the 350 target in the text. I just found out that on Friday the draft text came out, and it doesn't have 1.5 degrees as the amount of as limit, the maximum amount of global temperature rise that we have, and that means a death sentence in the long run to Africa and to island nations from the Pacific and the Maldives, and from my country as well. We're already experiencing sea level rise. So we're here to lobby the politicians. I'm here to work as a liaison from the youth in Dominican Republic and what's happening here at the COP, and to bring the voices of those that are not here into what we're doing.
How are you going to make sure that you actually have some level of influence?
How do I make sure?
That you have some level of influence.
Here at the COP? Well, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard, especially to like measure the impact that you're having, because I feel like everything is so spread out. Like the efforts of civil society is really spread out as well. And I just got accreditation for this week, so I can't really tell you if the work we're doing so far has had any results. We're working in a unified youth campaign, and we're going to deliver that tomorrow. We're doing an action inside the Moon Palace to try to bring 350 parts per million and the 1.5 global warming target into the text.
And what would you urge people to do that aren't here?
That aren't here, well, lobby your politicians back home, try to spread the voice as much as you can. Join us we're almost in every part of the world, so join us in your local hub and coordinate activities yourselves. Like sometimes people don't realize the power that one person has. When I started working with 350. Yeah, and exactly, and that's what the Earthchild Institute tries to do, and it's a beautiful project because one kid planting one tree, it's just the action that counts, and to know that kid is planting that tree and to grow with that tree at the same time and know that you're doing that difference at such a young age, you're planting a seed in that kid's mind that is contributing to the cause. So it's important that people realize that you can do something about it and you can contribute to everything that we do.
And where do people have to go if they want to be part of this project?
Well, they have to go to the website earthchildinstitute.org.
Yep. And we have partners in several other countries that are also working on the tree planting campaign. In Latin America, we've got partners in Brazil, in Nicaragua, Panama, and in Africa, we're working in Togo, in Nigeria, Cameroon, and Kenya.
And also with 350.org.
Yeah, and 350.org.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Exactly.
Well, ladies, yeah.
And I just wanted to say that Vanessa is doing amazing work, but another really important part of the partnership is that there are so many young people that are so excited about this work and affiliated with 350.org, and getting them also involved in the tree planting campaign can help us to meet our goals and engage many more kids much faster. So we hope that'll expand as well.
Definitely.
Okay, ladies, thank you ever so much for your time. I wish you all the best.
Thank you for having us.